Welcome to our show, Obsessed, where we talk about cryptids, mythology, folklore, and whatever else we're currently obsessed with. I'm Caitlin Palmer.
And I'm Clay.
And we're
Obsessed. And we begin.
And so it begins.
And this is what we have to do every time we go to start recording.
We never know how to start.
Yeah, I usually just leave it up to you.
Yeah, and I've been so freaking sick, and I still don't feel great. But this is life in the South.
Okay, well, start us out like how you would normally do, and I'll redo the intro to come in and fade in like how I normally do.
Okay. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Obsessed with the Palmers. We are so happy you're here.
Yeah, just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that, and I'll have it fade in, and I'll definitely edit out all of this stuff.
Oh yeah, this is a behind the scenes. This is the director's cut.
So, Caitlin, you don't know what my topic is today, do you?
I have no idea.
Or did you peep it when you were looking over my shoulder while I was working on the document?
So I tried to peep, but I can't see for shit, so I couldn't see what it was.
Okay, well, that's good.
Do I know this one?
You've heard of this one.
Okay.
I don't think you'll really know anything about it.
Okay.
But you've definitely heard this one before, and some other people have probably heard it before, too, because it's one of those names that gets tossed around used, kind of like the boogeyman.
Okay.
Right? So, like, if you wanted somebody to give you a 12-page book report on the boogeyman, they probably couldn't, but they've heard of the boogeyman.
Right.
Just like you've probably heard of the Snallygaster.
Oh, I love the Snallygaster. Oh, I'm so excited. Yay. I was going to do this one. You stole it from me.
Oh, really? Was
It's
this
okay.
one of your next ones you were going to do?
No, it's not.
It was just in the chamber
It was just
somewhere.
in the chamber somewhere, yeah.
Okay. I like the Snallygaster.
I like the Snallygaster, too.
And then I found out some things about the Snallygaster. Maybe I like him a little bit less. But we aren't gonna let the bad take the Snallygaster. We're gonna hold on to the Snallygaster forever.
Okay.
So for you who probably have heard of the Snallygaster, but have no idea what the Snallygaster looks like or does.
The Snallygaster is like an amalgamation of a bunch of different creatures.
Yeah, so a Snallygaster is by definition a chimera.
Right, yeah.
Mixing particularly bird and reptile-like features.
Oh, like a dinosaur.
Yeah, the typical running trends are a metal beak, sharp teeth, and sometimes with tentacles like an octopus.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So, to start out, the Snallygaster was first reported in Maryland. This is a Maryland-specific
Really?
cryptid, although it's kind of up in the Appalachian area as well, so.
Interesting.
But Maryland is the first place that it was reported. Back in the 1730s, when a bunch of German settlers settled into...
As settlers do.
As they do in Maryland, particularly in the area of Frederick County.
Ooh.
So you could even say that this is a county-specific cryptid, but it's gotten popular enough that it kind of represents the state of Maryland.
Weird, because it's something that I picture belonging in the Bridgewater Triangle.
Don't think it's in there.
I don't think it is, actually. Basilisks are. That was a Snallygaster.
That was the son of a Snallygaster. So, originally from the German words Schneller and Geist, which is German for quick ghost. Mm-hmm. Oh, you knew this? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to bore you with the origins of the fucking Snallygaster.
You could never bore me with the origins of the Snallygaster.
It is... Oh. Quit showing me that. I'm trying to tell you about a spooky thing.
I just ripped off a nail. It wasn't really my nail. Yeah, but like it's got like part of my old nail on it. It's all ripped up.
Terrible. Quit playing with it. It's said to silently descend upon unsuspecting humans. Do I need to start that over? Could you shit in the middle of it?
I didn't shit!
You leaned over like you were farting.
I wasn't farting! Can I just move?
No, you
can't.
Can
I readjust without shitting?
You shouldn't readjust. No, I'm recording.
Oh my god! I'm so sorry.
Good. It's said to silently descend... said to silently descend upon unsuspecting humans and carry them up into the sky to suck the blood from their bodies.
I did not know that about the Snallygaster.
Yeah, the Snallygaster will get your ass for sure.
Oh, God.
It's like Jeepers Creepers. Although you fell asleep through that movie.
I fell asleep at the end.
So Caitlin had never seen Jeepers Creepers, and I, of course, remembered it fondly, because when I saw it, I was like 11. Mm-hmm. And I put it back on, and it doesn't quite hold up.
I thought it was good.
The first half is good until, spoiler if you haven't seen this, like, 20-year-old movie, it's revealed that he's, like, a monster, and that's fine, but, like, him dancing around in a trench coat and a hat and, like, driving a truck and stuff, you're like, wait a minute, this is, like, some sort of, like, bat creature. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah. I fell asleep not because the movie was bad, but because of who I am as a person.
Right. Caitlin goes to sleep during movies.
I do, badly.
That's what she does. But yeah, he just snatch her ass up in the sky like old Jeepers Creepers will.
Okay.
Also, don't look it up. Don't look up Jeepers Creepers, like writer or whatever, whoever it belongs to, because it turns out that guy sucks real bad.
No, really?
Yeah.
What'd he do? Things we can't talk about.
Yeah,
on the
illegal
podcast?
things with people underage.
Oh no.
Yeah. Whoops.
Oh, beans.
So it's said that a 7-pointed star repelled the Snallygaster, and people would often paint this on the sides of their barns to ward it off.
What year is this?
So originally it showed up in the 1730s, but would actually see a revival in the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Ooh.
According to Snallygaster, the Lost Legend of Frederick County, it is said that the legend of the Snallygaster was revived in the late 1800s and early 1900s as a way to scare escaped slaves. Many other stories that would run would follow these racist trends, with reports claiming that the Snallygaster only feeds on persons of color. Oh. Although the exact words they used would be a little bit different.
That's horrible.
Yeah. This was actually a common thing that happened to a lot of cryptids around this time, is they were being used as scare tactics toward slaves.
Sure. Well, throughout history, we've been trying to scare children into staying away from the water, or
yeah, this was used
dangerous.
as a way to scare them. Like, if the master's got to sleep at some point, right?
Sure.
So you would typically escape under cover of dark. This was a way to be like, no, don't go out at night, because the Snallygaster will get your ass. Ugh. And there's no way to defend against that, because they're like, man, what the fuck is a Snallygaster? A question everyone has, because what the fuck is a Snallygaster? Is a Snallygaster? Yeah, everybody's idea of a Snallygaster is different. I've got some pictures,
I'm excited,
which I'll show, and after I finish describing it completely, I'd love to get your idea of what a Snallygaster looks like to you.
Okay.
One report from a witness would claim the Snallygaster was, quote, an ill omen for colored voters who deserted the Republican Party in the presidential election. Many at the time saw this kind of statement for what it was, which is a loosely veiled threat.
Yeah.
Something saying, like, if we find out you did this, we being maybe members of the Ku Klux Klan, we'll snatch your ass up in the dark. Right. We're the Snallygaster. Yeah. Right? The Snallygaster had become synonymous with anything that laid outside the public eye, so Appalachian bootleggers, UFOs, even the growing concern about the Communist Party.
Is Maryland part of Appalachia?
No, it's sort of up at the tip. But like I said, it kind of traveled down into that area.
I see, okay.
It had become a true boogeyman. Something in the dark that was out to get you, that would stalk you in the night or swoop down to steal away naughty children.
As one does.
As one does. Yeah, everything swoops down to steal naughty children. If it can swoop. If not, it swims up to steal naughty children.
Yeah.
And if it can't swim...
Or it comes down from its mountain and gets naughty children.
It'll locomate by whichever means it has at its disposal.
However it has to get naughty children.
However it needs to get the children. So a boom of encounters took place between February and March of 1909. This is where the Snallygaster was truly revived. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just something talked about from old folktale. This was a brand new era for the Snallygaster. Newspaper articles like that of the Valley Register contained accounts that described the beast as having, quote, enormous wings, a long pointed bill, claws like steel hooks, and an eye in the center of its forehead, and making sounds like, quote, a locomotive whistle.
Your burp stinks.
Well, I cut the burp out so that people are going to wonder what you're talking about.
He burped and it smelled bad.
But you heard my description.
I heard your burp.
This, of course, spurred on the locals and many more sightings to come to light, as it does.
Mm-hmm. Someone saw it, now everyone has seen it.
Right, now everyone has seen the Snallygaster, or the Snallygaster. Snallygaster. This newspaper runs, bunch of people see it, all of a sudden, everyone is seeing the Snallygaster all around.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
But the locals were not the only ones enamored by the beast, as the Smithsonian Institute offered a reward for the creature's hide.
Oh.
Yeah. The
Smithsonian be
Smithsonian
trying to get... Smithsonian be out here doing the most.
It's like, look, you bring me the flesh of the Snallygaster, you get a reward. According to Ann Hooper's Braddock Heights, A Glance Backwards, former President Teddy Roosevelt even considered putting a safari to Africa off in order to hunt the creature himself.
Really?
Yeah, he considered it.
Good old Teddy?
He eventually decided, I'm just going to go to Africa.
Yeah.
And probably kill something
I'm
endangered.
gonna kill animals there.
I like a lot of the stuff that old Teddy Roosevelt did, and I didn't like some of the other things.
Yeah. I like the teddy bear.
I like the teddy bear, too. And a fun story. Don't know if that story is apocryphal or if it's true. The whole, like, he went bear hunting, couldn't find a bear. His assistant captured a bear and chained it to a tree.
Yeah.
And he was going to shoot it while it was helpless, and he couldn't.
Yeah.
Because he felt bad. And they're like, ooh, the teddy bear. Old Teddy Roosevelt, he could... The cute little bear. And it's like, the bear probably was ready to kill...
Yeah.
Anybody involved. Unless it was so drugged out of its mind it wasn't even conscious.
Poor thing. Glad he didn't kill it.
Allegedly. Like I said, I don't know how apocryphal that story is.
I choose to believe it.
So all of this took place only weeks after the Jersey Devil had been spotted. And of course, sold a bunch of newspapers.
Uh-huh.
It would later be revealed that this surge in Snallygaster sightings was the result of a hoax put on entirely by the editor of Middletown Valley Register, George Roderick, and a reporter, Ralph Wolfe, in an attempt to capitalize on the same sensationalism.
And they would have got away with it,
They
too,
would
if
have
it
gotten
wasn't
away
for
with
the
it, too.
meddling kids and their dog.
They saw the Jersey Devil was hitting good numbers. They're like, I need in on that.
Yes.
Do we have something like the Jersey Devil? And they're like,
We can.
we can. We got this old Snallygaster. Or it's like, we got this old Schnellergeist. It's like, that's never going to catch on. We need something catchy. How about the Snallygaster? Rolls right off the tongue. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's even better than Jersey Devil.
Even better than Jersey Devil. So this led to a lot of confusion between the two. And where some of the things the Schnellergeist, the Snallygaster has mirror that of the Jersey Devil a bit. You know, you've got like these bat-like wings and stuff, and, you know, flying up in the sky and taking people by moonlight and all of that good stuff. According to the unsettling legend of Maryland's native cryptid, the Snallygaster, a long-ass book title, if you ask me, too long, the Valley Register ran a story involving one man's encounter with the Snallygaster. A Mr. Bill Gifferson, who was attacked by the beast while he walked home, had his neck sliced open, his blood drank dry, and his corpse tossed into a ravine.
Oh, God.
Yeah, this wasn't a first-hand account by Mr. Bill.
I guess not.
This is more like a forensics
I started to
encounter.
ask, did he die? And then I was like, no, he definitely died.
Yeah, he definitely died. He dead as hell, or never existed, because all of this was fake newspaper articles that were being rolled out. The Snallygaster had only ever been loosely described, with most of its features being left intentionally vague and nonspecific. This was one done as a way to make it scarier, because you can envision your own sort of horror, specialized to scare just you.
Choose your own horror.
But this has made it different by each person's imagination, with many features being swapped around or altered. Describe to me what you think a Snallygaster looks like. And it can be, you know, because you've seen a picture or whatever.
The pictures I've seen are like the old black and white drawings, and it's like...
The old bestiary drawings.
Yeah, like a creature with like wings and a beak and claws.
Okay, so you've seen this.
I have seen that.
Yeah. So it's almost got...
It almost looks like a wyvern. It's really cool looking.
Right, almost like a wyvern. Got feathered wings instead of 4 arms. Bird-like legs. A serpentine-esque body with a long tail. And a bird beak / head at the end.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a griffin face. It's really cool.
What if I told you that this is also a fair assumption of what the Snallygaster looks like?
I love it. Actually, I saw that one too. Maybe that's the one I saw.
Yeah, this picture, which we'll post, of course.
Right.
This picture being more Lovecraftian.
Yeah, it's got like a tentacle mustache, one eye. It looks kind of like a dragon.
Right, all of its hands are three-toed. It has wings on its back. And, of course, a single eye in the middle of its forehead. This is what I imagine the Snallygaster to look like.
I'm excited. Ugh.
So, Caitlin doesn't like that one. The wings are disproportionately too small on its back. It, of course, has the single eye in its forehead, a very large, almost like grinning beak, and all the tentacles are spilling out of the mouth.
And it's carrying this poor child away.
Yeah, it has snatched up a child. But that's there for size reference, to show you how big it is.
Okay.
Which is to say, big enough to snatch your ass up and carry you off into the dark.
Oh, no.
As it has the child in one of its mouth tentacles. The child is probably only about as big as the Snallygaster's head, so he could eat him whole, no problem.
I hate it.
Yeah, I hate it too.
Actually, it's kind of fun. It reminds me of the Jabberwocky.
Yeah, it's a lot like the Jabberwocky, which is also not described.
Yeah, but it looks like that in my head.
Yeah, it's
like
very
it's kind of
Jabberwocky.
silly, but also scary AF.
So the Snallygaster has no known weaknesses, and I know this comes as a big upset to everyone out there who's listening to this episode in desperation because the Snallygaster is at their door,
Yeah.
and they need to know what weaknesses it has.
And they came to us for help.
They came to us for help, and I got bad news for you. It has no known weaknesses.
Well, damn it.
Yeah. It doesn't have any known invulnerabilities either, so I mean, I guess you could shoot it with a gun, good luck. But it does have a mortal enemy.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
if you're lucky, also in Maryland, there is the Dwayyo, or the Dwayyo, also known as the Maryland Wolfman, which is a 6-foot-tall bipedal wolf covered in dark fur.
Love him.
So if you can make friends with the Dwayyo,
He'll protect you?
probably won't protect you, but he will fight to the death the Snallygaster, from my understanding. I don't know why they're mortal enemies, I just know that they are.
It's been so long, they don't even remember.
Even they don't remember?
Yeah, it's just a thing, like going back generations in their families.
I think maybe it's just because they're both Maryland cryptids, and they're fighting for the prestigious title of Maryland's cryptid.
Right, sure. Well, and you know, the Wolfman is like, man, everywhere's got a Wolfman.
Yeah, and that's what I gotta say for the old Dwayyo. Like, sorry, especially if you're here to fight off the Snallygaster, and I owe my life to you, but if this was like a vote, it'd go to the Snallygaster.
Yeah, Snallygaster's pretty dope.
Everybody's got a Wolfman, dude. Only one place has got a Snallygaster.
Yeah, and it's Maryland.
It's Maryland. So the Snallygaster might sound familiar to you, if you haven't just heard it used as a general term. It does also appear in the video game Fallout 76.
Does it really?
Which features a few special monsters based off several American folklore and northeastern cryptids.
Right.
So like the Mothman shows up in that one, that kind of thing. Snallygaster is one. He made the cut, so he got to show up as a special enemy in 76 to fight. He also appears in the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them from the Harry Potter series.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Does show up in there, although I haven't seen that movie because I don't really care about Harry Potter. And people listening to this might be freaking out right now. I don't know what to tell you.
I love Harry Potter.
I don't like magic.
I love magic.
I don't like wizards.
I love wizards.
You can't trust wizards. They're all insane.
What about witches?
You can't trust witches either, but that should go without saying, I would
Yeah,
think.
that's fair.
There's also an annual beer festival in Washington, D.C. In Washington, D.C. called Snallygaster.
Okay. Well, we have to go there.
Just, I guess, in honor of the Snallygaster. I mean, it is in that region, I suppose, Washington, D.C. But that's what the beer festival is called. I just wanted to throw that out because I don't know what else to say about the Snallygaster.
They probably have really cool beer mugs with the Snallygaster on them.
Man, I bet they do.
Yeah.
I wonder what kind of Snallygaster it'd be. Would it be that?
I hope it's the first one. I like the first one best.
I don't like the first one. The first one looks like it would show up on old medieval heraldry.
Yeah, no, the first one just looks cool.
But that's because, as we discussed in the Dragons episode, a lot of wyverns ended up in heraldry for some reason.
Yeah, they did. Do you think they ever existed IRL?
Well, I mean, that's a question that we'll get to. because now we can talk about the questions. How likely are you to survive an encounter with the Snallygaster?
I feel like I would be fine.
You think you'd be fine?
Because I don't believe in the Snallygaster.
No, all right, well, you have to believe the Snallygaster exists. I'm asking, you're in an encounter with it. Why do we have to have this discussion every time? You have encountered a Snallygaster. How likely are you to survive?
I feel like I would have a decent... I feel like the Snallygaster would sense my goodness.
Well, you always do this, too. You want the cryptids to be your friend.
I do.
But a lot of them just kill people.
I know. But my
famously kill people.
My vibes are different.
Your vibes are different?
They are.
Okay, so you're relying entirely on your vibes. All right,
I am.
How good are your vibes going to do for you?
They're not going to do good. I'm going to die.
What's the number?
I'd give myself a 6 out of 10.
So you're still on the other side of the fence. Like, you're more likely to survive.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I give myself a 3.
Really?
Well, it slit a man's throat and drank his blood dry and then dropped him off in a ravine, allegedly, so...
So did those twins in Natchez, except they didn't do blood stuff.
They didn't drink people's blood. They just cut their heads off and rolled it down the devil's punch bowl.
Yeah, it was cool.
I can't remember the brothers' names.
I can't either. And that makes me
Caitlin
crazy.
brought this up, so now you guys get to just be like, what the fuck are they talking
I
about?
don't remember.
Yeah, a 3. It'll kill me.
Okay.
It's big, and it can fly, and all they ever talk about is its metal-like, hook-like claws and its sharp, sharp teeth.
I think, honestly, I would give the Snallygaster the ick. Because it would come after me and I'd be like, oh my goodness, hello. Are you hungry? And it'd be like, this bitch is weird. And then it would fly away forever.
It savage you like an animal does when it's not even trying to kill for food. It just kills to kill.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
How creepy is the Snallygaster?
It's not.
It's not spooky?
It's not. It's cute.
Not spooky? Even
No,
I
think he's cute.
Even if that bad boy came flying at you through the night?
I'd piss myself.
You piss?
I'd piss a little bit. I'm going to give him like a 6. A solid 6.
Caitlin, why do we do this? Why do we have to have this discussion? That is not the ranking that we use.
Sorry.
You either forget the ranking exists or you try to use the wrong ranking.
You know, my head feels horrible. He's
not spooky.
He's spoopy.
You're going to say spoopy.
I'm going to give him a spoop. A solid spoop.
Okay. I would also give him a spoop.
Yeah, because
he has the potential to be scary.
He's
does. Not outwardly terrifying, but...
Despite being entirely propaganda.
How likely is the Snallygaster to be an alien?
If it exists, it's an alien. Look at that thing.
Yeah, no, I'll give this up to the alien fans out there. He does look kind of like an alien.
He does.
The older depiction, like where he's, kind of like a wyvern, that doesn't look like an alien. Every other image you see of
that first
this dude,
episode. Yeah, not first episode. Oh my god, the first picture he looks awesome, and then in the rest he just kind of looks cute.
Yeah, he looks very foreign. He looks very strange.
He's very Lovecraftian.
Yeah, well, anytime you got tentacles, you're going to get that.
Oh, that's true.
Especially tentacles coming out of a face, which some other imagery has the tentacles coming just kind of out of his body. Some of them have like a collar around his neck of tentacles. Some of them have just like tentacles hanging from his underbelly.
Oh, they're like nips, but they're tentacles.
Yeah, they're like udders.
Titties.
Tids.
Oh, you don't know this, but there's a person on TikTok and she's famous. Her name is Babe. And she goes on Google Maps and she looks at stuff and she's like, oh, that's given sinister, babe. And she did Picayune. Like, she zoomed in on a bunch of places in Picayune, Mississippi. And was like, oh, yeah, this is why y'all are fatties. Look at this. And she, like, looked at Two Sisters Kitchen. And I commented.
All of the food trucks that assemble throughout town.
They do. I commented. I was like, you are welcome here anytime. It sucks.
It does.
I don't recommend it, but you are welcome.
It sucks. Also, we're going to have another episode posted this Wednesday at regular time.
Back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Right.
Because I have a voice again, kind of.
Yeah, because Caitlin can speak again. So she's got a topic for this Wednesday. So you
I
get
do.
2 this week to make up for the one that you didn't get last week.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
If you want to see the pictures from today's episode, we will post them on our social media.
We shall. And you can always send us an email. Clay, where can they email us at?
obsessedwiththepalmers@yahoo.com.
And you can follow us on Blue Sky, Instagram, and Facebook. A dear friend, I didn't get permission to use her name, but she wants us to cover the squonk.
The squonk.
At some point. So
we will cover the squonk
we
at some
will,
point.
and it will be for her. And if I get permission, I will say her name loudly and proudly because she's wonderful. So when was the most recent Snallygaster sighting?
So there haven't been any discernible Snallygaster reports made lately. Maybe something locally has been made, but I haven't seen anything in any newspapers. It looks like the last time it was officially, in any official capacity, mentioned being seen was in 1932, an account where the creature had been lured into a moonshine still and drowned inside of the alcohol.
Oh, wow. So it's preserved there still, right?
No, they said specifically that the bones and everything that made up all dissolved in the alcohol. The moonshine was so powerful.
Oh, wow.
It destroyed
That's some good alcohol.
It destroyed the Snallygaster's body. So don't ask for proof. We ain't got it. He's gone.
Look, one of my next topics involves a cryptid, and I use that term very lightly. But it was like, oh yeah, no, he can't come out. He's just really shy.
Oh, is this the groundhog that decides if there's going to be more winter or not?
Yes. It's Punxsutawney Phil. I still don't know how to pronounce that.
Wait, is that the groundhog has a name?
Yeah.
Oh.
It starts with a P and it's something Phil. It's like Punxsutawney or something like that.
Punxsutawney'sville. Okay, well, I guess we'll just have to wait and find out.
Yeah, we'll find out all about. It's definitely that groundhog and not something else.
Well, I hope it at least looks as cool as the Snallygaster does.
No, nothing looks as cool as the Snallygaster does, especially that first one. I really love that first one.
You really like that first one.
I do. He's my favorite.
I give you 2 more pictures that
I
are
know,
so
but
much cooler.
he gives me Rathian vibes. Rathalos vibes.
Oh. Well, those are wyverns.
Yeah, they are. The coolest wyverns.
We'll do a whole episode where we talk about just Monster Hunter monsters.
I love Monster Hunter. I can't play the new one because I don't have a PC.
Yeah, or a expensive PS5. In this house, we don't buy shitty game systems. Take that, Sony. Microsoft, you suck too. The Xbox One, the Xbox Series sucks. It sucks too. I'm making no friends out here. You know what, Nintendo? The Switch 2 looks like dog shit.
I haven't even seen the Switch 2. I'm disappointed with the new Pokemon game.
The Switch 2 apparently is going to have like 3 hours battery life.
What the fuck is the point of that?
Yeah, exactly.
That's stupid.
Yep.
I hate it.
Anyway, that's the show.
Everything sucks. We love you. Bye.